Hello everyone and welcome to this channeling. I'm excited. I don't know what Aniri wants to speak about today, so let's just invite them and see. Yes, we are here. We are here. This is a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning where our dear being lives. It's April. It's Friday. It's beautiful. Spring is coming. Everything is coming out. Everything is in this exploding phase, expanding phase, growing and showing itself, showing its beauty. The grass, the flowers, the birds, the butterflies, the flies, the spiders, the ants. Everything is showing itself, showing its beauty, and so are you. You are showing the world your beauty every time you walk, every time you speak, every time you move around in the world, every time you show your beauty to the world. Even when you're sitting with yourself in meditation or in rest or anything, you show the world your beauty. Your beauty. Now, when we speak of beauty, we don't mean the same thing as you mean, the same thing as you have been programmed to equate with beauty. You have got it from images and movies and TV series and all the media programming that your mind has been exposed to that tells you what beauty is and what beauty is not. You have a very narrow idea about that, a very narrow idea, and you cannot help that. We're not criticizing. It's just a logical consequence of what you have been exposed to and what you are being exposed to and will be even more. The idea of beauty, that is a very narrow concept on the earth, in most places of the earth. Beauty is limitless. Beauty is expansion. Beauty is love. Beauty is laughter. Beauty is life. Beauty is variation. Beauty is within. Beauty is within your mind. It comes from within your mind. It does not come from without. It does not come from objects or people or bodies. Beauty is not in a body. Beauty is not in a sculpture or a painting or a flower. Beauty is not in a butterfly. It's within you. And as you are being fed with that narrow, very narrow concept of beauty, you are supposed to believe that this is beautiful and this is not. This has a value and this has not. This is popular and this is not. So choose this. Don't choose this. This is, you know, this. We are telling you things that you know. You all know this. That people, a human body is supposed to look in a certain way on earth. In the Western culture, a female body is supposed to look in a certain way. A male body is supposed to look in a certain way. A car is supposed to look in a certain way. A house, etc., etc. And that is, when you believe that, when you follow these laws, you narrow yourself, because beauty is within your mind. It is a force within your mind. And the more you narrow it, the more you narrow yourself. The more you narrow that concept, the more you will diminish your experiences, you will diminish your opportunities, you will diminish your joy. If you expand your concept of beauty, if you expand it, which you do when you stop listening to what media tells you, when you stop looking at all those pictures, when you stop listening to what is considered beautiful by your culture, when you stop listening to that and you start listening to what you enjoy. Maybe you go back to when you were a child, what you enjoyed listening to then, or doing then. the way you like to paint or draw, or the way you like to dress when you were younger, before you were exposed to all this. If you go back to your own source, if you go into your own heart, your own imagination, your own joyful processes, you will expand your concept of beauty little by little, and it will be bigger. And the bigger it gets, the less you will care for fashion. And with fashion, we don't mean to judge fashion, because fashion can really be a joyful process to be engaged in, but it can also be very, very narrow. You will listen less to what is considered to be fashion, whether it's clothing or music or cars or houses or whatever. When you expand your concept of beauty, the less you will listen to what other people think. The less interested you will be to expose those parts of yourself, or those parts of your wardrobe. The less interested you will be of exposing that to the world, because you will want to be free. You will want to follow your own heart. You will want to do what you like, and not what other people will consider beautiful. That is within your mind. You have an idea. If I show up like this, people will look at me as beautiful. It's an idea. It's a very complex and very deeply integrated program within all your minds, or the minds of everybody. It's very integrated in your minds. If I look like this, if I dress like this, if my hair looks like this, if my face looks like this, I will be considered beautiful. If I don't, I will not be considered beautiful. And if I'm not beautiful, I will not, I have a less chance to be successful. And these are all concepts in your mind. These are laws that you have learned to believe in your mind. And in this way, humanity will compete with each other. Humanity will fight. Human beings will fight with each other. You will fight to be most of this or most of that. And when you don't live up to these standards, you will feel less worthy. So this creates a lot of negativity within your minds, a lot of self-condemnation, a lot of self-criticism, a lot of tension within your mind. You are tense. Every day there is a tension within your mind on how you look, how you show up, if you are good enough, if you are beautiful enough. Now, of course, there is a variation. Some of you listening to this, you're not so much into this. And some of you who listen to this, you are very much into this. Because you have been taught to think like this about yourself, about your body, your home, your clothing, your car, your everything. You have a beauty standard within you that is very, very narrow. So we would like you to explore this, to rebel against this, to be more free, to try new things, to listen to your own mind, to expand your concept of beauty as you move in nature. What is considered beautiful in nature and what is not? What kind of insects are considered beautiful and fascinating, and which kinds are not? Are butterflies more beautiful than ants? Yeah, most of you would probably say yes to that. But why is that? Why is that? What is beauty? What is beauty for you? What happens to you when you look at a certain object or animal or a piece of clothing? What is beautiful? What happens within you when you look at something that you consider beautiful? You can take that emotion and then you can see what happens to you when you look at ants or spiders or worms. Maybe that will happen within you as well. It's like widening your eyes, changing your glasses or taking off your glasses to be totally free. A dead tree, can a dead tree be beautiful? Of course it can. It is. It's life. It's life. A dead tree is life. A dead tree is life for so many tiny bugs and animals. So we want you to, we want to move the pot. This is a Swedish expression, to move around in the pot. And now our dear being is slowing down the channeling a bit because she becomes a bit uncertain about the English concept that she's using or that we are using. This often happens when she channels in English. There is a certain, sometimes on and off, she puts her foot on the brake, so to speak, in the channeling process, and that is when we use a concept and she becomes uncertain if this is understandable to speak about it like this in English. And of course it is. We would never say something that is not understandable. And this may also expand the concept of you who listen if you are English speaking. When you hear this expression, for instance, stirring the pot, that is what we want to do. We want to stir your mind. We want to stir your thoughts. We want to stir it up so that you start thinking in a more expanded way. Today we want to focus on beauty. The beauty of a human being, for instance, where is that? Where is that? It is in your mind. It's all about whether you can look on a fellow human being with beauty in your mind or not. If you can look at a body or a face or a hairstyle that is not considered modern or fashion or perfect, or if you can look at that with beauty in your eyes, you will find beauty in everyone around you. It's all in your own mind. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That is 100% true. And it all comes down to if you can look at yourself with beauty in your eyes. And we don't just mean your physical body and your face, but your whole being, your spirit, your soul, your person, and your body, which is your vehicle, and your communication device. That is what it is. If you can expand and look at yourself with beauty in your mind, if you can find yourself beautiful, and this is difficult for most of you. You have parts of yourself that you can find beautiful, and then you have other parts that you don't find beautiful. And that is the work we want you to do step by step, bit by bit. Because when you have done that, or the more you do that work, you will be able to find it in your fellow beings. Beauty. Whether a person is considered beautiful by your Western standards or not. The Western standards of beauty are very limiting just as any standard of beauty in any culture is limiting. It's a standard. It's a set of laws that you have learned to believe. What we are speaking about now is a very, very complex and very deeply integrated, deeply rooted system of thoughts within your minds. And this is not easy to change, but it can be changed. The more you change it, the richer your life will be. The more you go outside the frame, the richer your life will be, the more happy experiences you will have. Beauty is joy. Beauty is the same as joy. Beauty is the same as love. It's the same emotional experience. It's the same frequency. The experience of beauty is the same frequency as love and joy, just about the same frequency. It's in the same area of frequency. And the more you can find joy, the more you can feel a beauty, we mean beauty, the more you can feel beauty, the essence of beauty when you look at something or listen to something, the richer your life will be, the higher your frequency will be. And this means that you stop judging. You stop judging those bodies or voices or the music or the clothing or anything. You stop judging it as ugly or disgusting or bad, or the more you can stop doing that, the higher your frequency will be and the more you will have experiences of beauty. That doesn't mean that we want you to listen to music, for instance, that you really don't like. Of course you have to, in a sense, like it, but you can expand your limits. You can go outside of your ordinary zone when it comes to music, for instance, or clothing or anything. Silence. You can also listen to silence and find silence, find beauty in silence. You are very beautiful. Our dear being who is speaking now and looking into the camera, she doesn't know what you look like. She doesn't know how your voice sounds, but we do. We know what you look like. We know the sound of your voice. We know the life of your spirit. We know your spirit. We know your personality. We know you. We feel you. There is only beauty. There is nothing but beauty in every one of you. Your soul is beautiful beyond human understanding. Your soul is beautiful beyond human understanding. When you leave your physical body after this, when this incarnation of yours is over, you will, your mind will withdraw, so to speak, into your limitless state, your soul state. And then you will be back and you will know once again the beauty of your soul. And now you have forgotten. You have forgotten. We have not. We never forget. We are in it. We see it. We see nothing but that, your beauty. And you can show more of your beauty to the universe, to your human beings, your fellow human beings. You can show more of your beauty. And you do that by expressing yourself. By expressing yourselves in words, in smiles, in creative work. being kind and social and friendly, interacting with people, taking care of plants and ants, interacting with nature. When you do these things, you show your beauty to the universe. Don't hide yourself. Do not hide yourself. Do not hide your mind, your spirit, your love, your joy, your ideas, your creativity. Don't hide your personal, unique style of doing things. Do not hide it, but show it, share it. Share it in any way you can imagine. Expand your beauty. Let your beauty be spread in the world. Do not hide it. Do not stay silent when you have a kind word to share, or a firm thing you want to say. It's beauty even in that when you say no to things. It's beautiful when you say no to things, because then you show your respect for yourself, your self-love. I don't want to do that, so I say no to that. It's beautiful when you express yourself, when you show yourself who you are, when you show your personality, when you show your preferences. And if your preference is not to go to that family dinner, or to take that job that everyone thinks you should take, if you prefer not to do that, then don't, and show your preference. It's beautiful. You are beautiful. Who you are is beautiful. We know that. We see you. We know you. We are one. You know, you have heard that before. Since we are one, we know that. We love you very much. And love is beautiful. And beauty is love. Show your love. Show your love. Open up for your love. Let your love expand. We thank you for this moment of sharing thoughts and ideas, and we thank you for inviting us into your life this day. We thank you for letting us stir your mind up a bit. We wish you a happy day. We wish you a beautiful day. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I'd like to give some personal comments on this channeling, on this topic of beauty and looks, and how we show up and so on. I as a channeler, I'm always affected by the messages that come through me. They are, it's a being a channeler is very mind expanding, because I'm always guided and helped to think in an expanded way. So I'm grateful for that, and I can really relate to this topic about what they spoke about, and I think they mentioned this tension that we all have within. How do I look? Am I enough of this or enough of that? And I can really relate to that, even though I've never been interested in fashion, or I've never spent hours in the morning to fix myself. I'm just not interested in that. But I can really relate to that tense feeling, more in, of course, certain days or with certain people, or things, certain areas of my body, and where it's on my mind, and I really I really take this message to my heart to let it sink in and really try to rebel more towards my own standards. It's in my mind, the standards I have about how I think my body should look, or my face, or my hair, or whatever. It's all in my mind. And as long as I'm occupied by these thoughts, it will limit how I experience life. It will limit my amount of joy. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Maybe you can relate to it as well. Take good care.